welcome to In the Shadows of Dreams with myself and Kay. I hope everybody is ready to rock and talk about those amazing dreams that you guys had. And if you guys haven't been keeping your dream journals, trying to remember the most information that you possibly can, even the small details. But I'm not here alone. Again, I'm here with Kay. Kay, how's it going?
Hello. I love Dream Day.
I know, all in our jammies.
The Jim Jims.
How's it going, everybody? I see people coming in. So, guys, make sure if you have a dream you'd like to have interpreted, go ahead and post the entire dream so that way we can dive deep into those dreams and give you guys some information about your dreams. Because with dreams, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of people take their dreams extremely literally. Like they think what they see in those dreams. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a dream that's a premonition, but what I'm saying is that a lot of the things in your dreams are that symbolism. There's a lot of symbolism in dreams, and it takes us to dissect it, to take a look at it, and really dive deep into what is going on here and what these dreams are about and what's going on in your life and the thoughts you had before you went to sleep. It's a way for your brain to comprehend the things that have gone on in the waking, in your woke state, and allow you to, process maybe some of the things you weren't quite getting, or even though you weren't paying attention to it, the part of your brain was registering it. So in your dream state, you're processing it, and then you're like, "What in the actual hell does that mean?" I don't have a pyramid. Have no fantasy. I don't have any periods about Egypt. Why do I have a pyramid? What does that mean? So there's symbolism, and it definitely makes for good conversation, but it also gives us a deeper dive into who you are as well and how you process things in your own mind.
Yeah, I always love when people say, "Hey, I've had a dream that it just keeps reoccurring. Why do I keep having this same dream?" And I'm like, well, let's dive into it because there's probably something that you need to pay attention to that you're not facing. So those reoccurring dreams will come for you as well.
Absolutely. It's going like, ow, that fire's hot. Ow, that fire's hot. Ow, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. How many times you gonna touch that fire until you realize it's gonna burn your finger on it? Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot to dive into.
Till it takes it off. That's when people are like, till it takes it off.
So when you guys are describing a dream or talking about a dream, make sure that you are telling as much about the dream that you possibly can so that we can dive deeper. Even if you think it's, oh, who cares if the bench was yellow? We need to know the bench was yellow. Or the TV was on, but there was no sound. Or there was sound from the television, but there was no picture. Simple things that you just think, oh, well, that doesn't mean anything. It absolutely does. And thank you for the beautiful comment. It says you both look beautiful and fresh today.
Oh, well thank you.
Beautiful and fresh right before we head off to bed. You know what I mean?
Clear energy, clear mind,
Exactly. Just trying to feel good at the end of the night before we hit the sack, Dub, getting your scrubs or your jammies. Sometimes I wear scrubs to bed because they're just super comfortable.
Listen, I don't decline anyone's comfort wear to bed. We all like a little something different. I know people who are like lots of layers. Some people are like little layers. Some people are like comfy blankets. Give it all to me.
And one of the more natural states of sleeping is actually sleeping nude. You actually get a better rest because there's nothing that is restricting you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of the studies that have proven that those who were sleeping in the buff were getting better night's sleeps than those who were wearing, let's say, a t-shirt in their underwear, or just in their underwear, or wearing a whole nightgown or a whole jammy suit or whatever it is that you like to wear. So, it was a really interesting study. Yeah. I've actually been to a couple sleep studies where they tested my brain because they were like, "Oh, you have insomnia." I was like, "Okay, well, duh, I get that part. I'm up 16 hours of the day, sleep 4, back up for, another 16 or 18 hours. So yeah, I kind of knew that I had insomnia, but why? So when I actually went in to get that tested, my brain, when they put the little sticky tabs everywhere and smashed it in my scalp and tried. By the way, putting those into your scalp sucks. It yanks bald spots in your head. Anyway, um, the thing about it was is that my brain, when I'm awake, it was running twice the speed than when I was awake. But when I'm asleep, my brain was functioning as fast as a person who was awake, like a regular person doing their workload or doing whatever it is. That's how fast my brain is processing, and that's its rest mode. So my brain was like just going. I was off the charts, and the lady was freaking out. I had to go back like 3 more times. They wanted to study why it was happening because they made me test different ways to find out what's going on. I do see where we're talking about dreams a little bit, guys. Make sure when we're talking about our dreams that we are talking about what the dream had and what was in it as much as you possibly can. And I'm going to recommend to anybody, if you don't have a dream journal, we have these amazing pieces of technology. If you wake up and talk to it, voice record yourself. I had this dream. I was walking through the forest. I was barefooted, but the weird thing about it was my feet were never touching the ground, yada, yada, yada. Tell yourself the dream. You could play it back, listen to it, but then when you get onto this show, you guys could tell us about it or replay it back and then type in what's going on. Soon, guys, we'll have a phone line where you guys can just call in and make it a hell of a lot easier and a lot more simple for you. But as we go through this process of how this is created, we'll see how these things go. But we do have Taylor, and Taylor is here. Said, had a dream about my friend's mom from grade school who is dead, telling me I need to eat more fresh berries and fruit. All right. So, who would like to go first? Me or you?
I want to go.
Okay.
I want to go because you're going to steal it from me. Okay. All right. So, fresh fruits and vegetables and dreams, especially fresh fruits, right? That is abundance, prosperity, growth. So I feel as though one, that you had someone who was symbolic in your life. You said a dead relative, right? Someone who was symbolic in your life, telling you that you need to start looking at the finer S. You need to have it in your life. You need more of it, right? So you need to have more things that are bringing you fulfillment, prosperity, and abundance in your life. Also, when we think of fruits and vegetables, think of how we have to tend to the garden before we can have them, right? Think about how if we pick it too soon, it may not be ripe enough, right? Some things can be sour. I think that there's things in your life that you need to put more focus on. You need to tend to better, so that it can grow into the things that you want. I almost feel like this stream is telling you to focus your manifestation so that you can have that abundance in your life in whatever way that may be. Also, maybe take a look at who that relative was to you and their meaning in your life, because that may even direct you as to in what specific area that is that they may be talking about. But definitely pay attention to that, because I think it's a dream that is one that I always like to say is very prophetic. It's telling you what you need to focus on, how you need to take that action so that you can have those results in your life. All right, I'm passing over to Journey.
All right. So I'm going to reiterate just a tad of what she said here with the fresh berries. That's bringing in that, that new slice. What do you ever hear that? A slice of pie, or things of that nature. What do you put in pie? You put fruits in pie. You bake them into a pie. You do all these things. It's fresh. It's new. It's tasty. But it's also telling me here that this is your. I get that your friend's mom from grade school who's telling you that you need to. So it sounds more like she came through like a guide, basically allowing you to know, what did that mom mean to you? Was she like a second mom or someone to you in that way or manner? And is this friend a best friend? Were they a best friend? They may not have to be a best friend now, but depending on when this dream was, we don't know how long ago you had this dream, Taylor. But the thing is a better variety. So because it wasn't just fresh berries and fruit, it was fresh vegetables. So You need a variety of new things coming into your life. You need a new variety. Things have gone sour. I wonder where I got those words from. Um, but the thing is, she says, just a friend, just a friend had the dream last night. Oh, a friend had the dream last night, not you. Okay. Okay, I might have got confused as to the I need to eat more fresh fruit, thinking you were speaking in the as your person. But if this is for them, this is them getting a new variety. This is new them trying to last night. Okay, so the thing. All right, Taylor, who had the dream? Did you have the dream or did your friend have the dream? Because that is going to help me understand that question a little bit better because, or your dream a little bit. It says, I had a dream. So that's why I want to make sure it's not your friend that had the dream, just to be clear. But the thing about this is, you are very stagnant in the things that are going on in life, is what I was getting from this dream. So adding that new slice of fruit, adding that new vegetable to your life. Your vegetables are going to be more about changing the business perspective of what's going on in your life. That's the more nutrients that you're going to absorb from it. You're going to, she says, I had the dream last night. Okay, perfect. Now that makes more sense. So this is the vegetable part of it, is you maybe restructuring business for yourself, your finances, doing things like that. And with the fruits is saying spice up your life a little bit, maybe go out and get yourself um some new shoes to go dancing in, allow yourself to bring in new friends, change things up in your life because things seem to be stagnant. And that sour part is the fact that all you're doing is living the same thing over and over and over again, and you're kind of it's gone sour on you. It's no longer fun. It's bitter. So this dream is more about you changing your life up in a way that sugar rush from the fruit is going to spice up your life. It's going to make you want to do more adventurous things. And your vegetable side of it is restructuring, finances, restructuring business, and things of that nature. And she said berries, right? It's the berries. It's the fruit of the crop here. But the thing about it is that if you are doing things that are the same over and over again, you're going to find yourself in a sour place, and it's just not going to work. Okay. So that's what I picked up with that dream. It wasn't too much to go off of there, but you must have seen her mother from grade school as someone who was wise, and that's why you took in that information. So it really wasn't her coming in communicating that you should get this fruit in your life or these vegetables in your life, but a symbolic message of someone that you would have taken, true advice from, someone that wouldn't lie to you.
A familiar face, if you will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Taylor, thank you so much for that dream. We do appreciate it. All right, we've got Vanessa. Vanessa says, I have a lot of deja vu dreams. That does happen, and it's weird when it does because at first you get a little like stumbly. You're like, wait a minute, I've already lived that. And in reality, you dreamt it. And that's a way that a lot of psychics start off with having a lot of deja vu dreams. Yep. And we'll get to that because it's my turn. And so the thing about it is that having those deja vu dreams and opening up and realizing that these are when psychic abilities open up. It's when your mind is a lot more quieter, or unless you're me, and then it's just loud and just does what it wants. So this is where your mind is a little bit more quieter. You're capable of accepting it a little bit more easier, and then when it comes to pass, you're like, whoa, deja vu. I'm having totally deja vu. You know who's about to walk around the corner. You know what they're about to say next. And you're living in that moment. Take in exactly when and where you were at that time when that took place. There are going to be these hidden moments in these deja vu dreams that are going to allow you to continue to keep opening up. And then eventually they won't be they won't be just dreams. You will actually start to open up psychically and be able to see these messages, not only in, you will still see them in your dream state until you get stronger. And even when you get stronger, it don't matter. Sometimes we overlook things. You'll still get them in your dream state, but you'll start getting them in your waking state, and they'll get stronger and stronger until you completely start trusting in what it is that you're seeing. But I'm going to let Kay talk on this because this is right up her alley. So right up her alley, it's happened to her.
Yes, definitely. So, this is a thing that's really familiar with dream impasse, and I'm gonna tell you guys to use Google your best friend. We could go on for ages about dream impasse, but just a small portion. Um, they are people who typically are able to see or have more premonitions, if you will, um, prophetic dreams, things of that. You guys hear me say that often. Uh, we'll get those deja vu moments. We'll see those things. And it a lot of times it's like, wow, it happens all the time, or it may take super huge gaps in between. But I always notice that when I have like those really large gaps in between, a lot of times I'm not centered or able to intake that information right then. So I won't have as many of those deja vu moments. So if you're having a lot of those, a lot of times that may mean you're actually your third eye may be popping off right now. um, but yeah, it may be something that you had in your dreams, and dreams are so important. And this is how we start off the beginning of the show when Journey kind of goes in and says, you know, those symbols, the things you see, the people who are around, the colors that are there, all of those things really hold so much importance. So you know, just jot those things down, even in those, even write the frequency down. I've had 6 deja vu moments this month. You know, put those things down because all of those may come together. There may be something that it may be pointing you towards. There may be a direction that you're supposed to be headed in. There may be information you're supposed to be bracing yourself for or helping to make sure other people are okay with. So definitely pay attention to all those. I get so excited whenever I hear about people having a lot of the deja vu dreams, because I mean that's me. Trust me, I get it. Though it can be difficult at times. But then I call Journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then on top of the deja vu dreams, you'll stop calling them to that. They'll be the
Yeah.
prophetic dreams. You'll
Yeah.
And the thing also is that they won't happen as often as you start getting them in your waking, but you'll start to realize when you start doing them in your waking, it'll start off in a daydream
Yeah.
versus an actual sleep dream. When people daydream, they also get messages. That's how it'll kind of like graduate to the next level. It's like, oh, you're doing this during the day now, so I'm gonna hop on over here because it gets stronger and stronger. And like you said, write it down. Make sure that we know exactly, how many we had this month. And when I get deja vu dreams, I dream it 3 to 4 months in advance. Like it's months before I get there. And I'm just like, wow, that dream was super specific.
Mm.
And then I find myself in the moment and I'm like, oh shit, it's coming up. I was like, so and so's walking around the corner. You're ordering a corn dog. Like,
Here it is. We're here.
exactly. We're in the moment. And I get excited about it because I'm like, wow, I wasn't even expecting it.
Good. Oh, we even I mean, you were just talking the other day about how like I had another one of my visions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had for the first time I was able to like smell and taste. I had never had something like that before. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that can kind of pop up
Mm-hmm.
and take all of those things in, guys.
Well, just like your own psychic abilities, the more you work it, the more you use it, you recognize what's going on with you. So it's definitely going to grow with you. But those who ignore it or they throw it to the side or they brush it off, you will find it to be much weaker and happening little by little. It slowly kind of, it's like you've got legs, you can walk, but the less you use them, the smaller the road you can travel.
Right.
So if you're not using your legs at all and you're only traveling to the mailbox, eventually going to the mailbox is going to be hard.
Yep.
So
Gotta keep with it.
you better check them psychic emails that keep coming in. All right. Well, thank you so much about that and sharing the information about having a lot of deja vu dreams. Know that is your psychic self trying to come out and give you some information. All right, so Kay's going to handle this next one starting off, and then of course I'll chime in at the end. And here we go.
All right, so we have Emma Rose. Hello, Emma. Emma says, I had a dream that I stole some random old lady sports car and I started speeding down the 4-lane interstate driving 150 miles per hour plus. There were no police after me, though. Ooh, uh-oh.
Sorry.
There were no police after me, though, and it was cloudy outside, too. I also had a dream about this double jointed girl named McKenna who was hitting on my guy friend Malik at the YMCA swimming pool. She was so mean to me, and McKenna told me that the problem was my face. My, she sounds a little bit harsh. Okay, let's trace back to dream one. Dream one, about you speeding. Okay. One thing, kind of taking a hold of something else. You saying you stole some random old lady's car. Okay. This is, I feel like, more so pivotal of you kind of being into a situation that's not yours, that you didn't need to be in. And again, don't know when this stream was, don't know how long ago, whatever it was, but there may be something that you were kind of involved with that you had your head way too far in that you need to pull yourself out. Okay. Now, you may not directly have been harmed by it because, again, you said there was no police, there was no one who was there to take you away, but you were just going so fast that you were missing everything else that was going on. You were worried about something else. You were in someone else's stuff. So I think that was all kind of a distraction of the things that you were supposed to be focused on in your life. And that speeding, that taking off, that not being sure to take in that scenery, to know where you were going, to even have a purpose in it. You had no idea. It was just something that you were just doing. So I kind of feel like there was something there in your life you were needing to slow down, pay more attention to, and get out of something. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see that second dream again with the McKenna. Okay, let's see. Double jointed girl named McKenna who was hitting on my guy friend Malik. Okay. There may be something there. I'm not sure if there's some sort of unresolved issues you may have had with someone else. So a lot of times when we see a specific person in a dream, that's not often, like, we're not oftentimes actually seeing that specific person. It can be very symbolic of a situation or something that may be going on. Considering this person was being very direct to your face, again, that may have been a situation or a conflict that was right in front of your face. But you had no sense of real control over, right? And then there was nobody who it seemed like was helping you, from what I gathered, either. There was no one who was kind of supportive or anything of that nature. Water can oftentimes indicate that of emotions, especially in dreams. So there may be something that there was some sort of emotional connection or attachment to as well there. There may be things here where you may want to pay attention to the company you're keeping and if it is the best kind of people who are around you. Because, again, one thing that I do see that there's a parallel in the dream is there's a lot of outside drama or people who aren't necessarily kind, or situations that you don't necessarily need to be in, that are reflecting back, and you're the one who's having to face all of these things. So that's something I would definitely take time to pay attention to, is the company you're keeping. All right, my lovely. Thank you so much for your dream. I'm passing it over to Journey.
All right. So the first dream said I had a dream that I stole a random lady's car, sports car. I started speeding down a 4-lane interstate, driving 150 miles an hour. There were no police after me, though it was cloudy outside too. Okay, so you're clouding yourself from your own vision of your own life. You have 4 directions to go in. What direction do you choose in? You're going down 4 lanes. They're all going to split off in their own directions, but which direction do I choose? You're going too fast to figure it out. You feel like there's a need for you, that randomness to just steal it and go. rather than following the lane in which people are wanting you to be in. So it feels like a lot of people are just wanting you to do a certain thing, and I wonder where you just heard that from. Um, so a lot of people wanting you to be a certain way, go a certain direction, and you just need to get away with it and get away from it and do your own thing. But even doing your own thing, going at 150 miles an hour is not going to help you choose that right thing. Now, you feel like you need to choose quickly. Yeah, we all do. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we need to make a quick choice, but in this case, you're very young. You still have a lot of time to really work on something at a slower pace. So make sure that you are taking your time, looking at everything that's going on. That's why it was cloudy outside. So you couldn't see clearly. You weren't meant to see clearly. There was a storm up ahead. That's a storm of emotion. The rain hasn't fallen yet because you haven't crashed. See, the moment you would have crashed in that car, had you have stayed in that car, you would have found yourself crashing because you were so busy running from what was behind you. And the symbolic energy from that old lady is a representation of a mother or a grandmother. So I want to say this is more along your mother that you were running from and her control and the way that she sees the world, and her views and your views do not match. So that's a lot. And once that car would have crashed, the rain would have poured down, the emotions would have came in, because if you're going too quickly, she's going to expect you to crash. And I know there are parts of you that's like, she doesn't see things because she wasn't a go-getter, you are a go-getter. So allow yourself to, feel that. She goes, yes, lots of yes, drama loves to follow me. She says, I was weaving through lanes and heavy traffic in the dream. Right. The heavy traffic was the obstacles in your way. These are the things, these are other people going in that direction because they are staying in their lane. They're staying in their lane. They want to do what is told of them. Now, you said yes, and the drama that Kay was talking about that kind of follows you. With everybody staying in their lane and you're the one weaving in and out, is the drama chasing you, or are you creating drama that you don't realize that is in your life? And that's what this dream is telling you about. Whether you see it or not, you're creating some of your own dramas when you can kind of skate by without people realizing, because you're different. You're not trying to follow in their path. So when someone says that, yes, it does become a drama, but you're creating your own drama by being your own person, by doing your own thing. If that makes sense to you, I hope it does, because it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad dramas. It's just something you're going to need to learn along the way if you are going to be a leader, or if you're going to take control of your own life. You are going to ruffle feathers along the way because they don't see what you see, because they stayed in their own lane, they followed that direction, and they know no different. So your mother being one of those people, she stayed in her lane, she doesn't follow anything, she doesn't chase after anything. Emma says, yep, sounds about right. So she's not chasing after her own dreams. She didn't go after her dreams. Her dreams divorced her and moved on. You know, so her dreams just fall dead. She has just like basic bullshit dreams about grocery lists and things like that. So she's hoping she doesn't forget the turkey for Thanksgiving, while you're like, I'm chasing the next thing that's coming through. You're hauling ass in that direction. Slow yourself down. You're going to be able to get there. But you know what? Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. But fast and out of control, crash and burn, here comes the storm. So slow it down just a tad. Slow it down just a tad. Okay, so there was a second dream to this. So she said, I also had a dream about this double jointed girl named McKenna, who was hitting on my guy friend Mikkel at the YMCA swimming pool. Okay, there's already emotions there. That means these emotions, because a pool is a created emotion, this is exactly what Kay was saying, that this was a created drama. Now, with McKenna, there must have been something between the two of you that caused problem, or something from the past. So whatever's happened recently, the reason she was the one, so it wasn't her in your dream. It was the symbolism of her, because you were hurt very badly about her. And that double jointed was to let you know that you were capable of seeing that the person was two-faced. They had two faces. They could move in ways that most people couldn't. That's a double jointedness. So you're seeing someone being two-faced. She was really mean to you and told me that the problem was my face. Okay, so right off there, I just said you saw her with two faces. She said the problem was your face. No, you saw her to be two-faced. Whoever the person is. Now, McKenna was not who was in the dream, but she was the symbolism of bitch in yours. So that's who you saw, because that type of person who was causing these dramas for you reminded you of a moment that you had with her that was so toxic. And it does kind of feel like, I don't know if you still talk to this person or know of this person, but it still feels like there is unresolved energy. That's why it was a pull. There's that pull of energy of an emotion that has not been taken care of. So when you're dreaming about her, it wasn't exactly her. It was someone who reminded you of her. And in, like I said, that symbolism, knowing she had to have been the first person that you truly felt hated by, or you hated them. So that's why that person showed up in your dream as the person who was in your dream saying the problem was your face. And that's why we say symbolism. It's not what was really going on. It's not your face that's the problem. It's finding out that people are two-faced, the double jointedness. They're two-faced. You can't take that energy and you've got to go. So whoever you were arguing with, whoever the drama was with, know that they're two-faced. They're not truly your friend. And I would take a step back, because even your subconscious is telling you about it.
For sure. I love what you said, that double journey. I was like,
yeah, get it, get it.
oh.
Right. And Vanessa says, I do get those smells too in her dreams. I knew that she said that, but we were already talking in the other dream. So
Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure that you saw that. She said, thank you both. You are so welcome, Vanessa. All right. Wow, that was a lot, Emma.
That was, yeah, Emma. You got some dreams, girl.
But you know what? When I said to her in the fact of, you are causing your own drama. And when people hear that, they're like, I'm not causing drama. You are. If you are someone who is doing something that's against the grain, or you're doing something that someone feels like, oh, you're better than me, or you're doing something that I can't do, there's going to be jealousy. So you are causing your own dramas without realizing it, even though it's not in your nature to want to do that, but it's because others do find jealousy in that, and they'll want to take you down. The dramas begin, and you are causing your own dramas. That's what, if people can recognize that they are the cause of their own dramas, not that they can control what other people feel, but sometimes you need to take empowerment from these dramas you create. You're creating a ripple effect. Basically, you're showing other people, if you truly want something and you work hard to get it, and it's against the grain a little bit, it's not, well, you have to do this and you've got to do that. I know many people that do things differently than other people, and they've become more successful than the people that went to 8 years of school. It just happens naturally for some, and some need to learn it. Some people are taught it, some people just know it.
Sure.
And she says, yes, I have a lot of wild and crazy dreams. She goes, turn a negative into a positive. Absolutely. Every time you turn a positive or a negative into a positive, you're doing good for yourself. But it's when you allow those negatives to hold on to you. It's once a negative holds on to you, it's hard to shut it off completely or completely disconnect from you, because once it's in, and it will lie dormant for years. And the moment you feel insecure, boom, here comes that negative feeling. It's back. It never goes away. Negative energy is like a cancer. It takes so much to get through a negative. And if you have to truly let it go, and you got to know that negative.
Oh, well, I believe he is frozen for just a minute.
There we are.
But, okay.
I saw it. I got the spinning wheel of death. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, it's definitely you got to keep those positive moments. You got to keep those positive moments. That negativity is a cancer, and just like cancer patients, yeah, they can put cancer in remission. It's one thing to put it into remission. It's another thing to cut it out, to have the surgery to cut it out, and believing in what you know about yourself rather than believing in the negativity that people pass to you.
Right.
All right. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and Maria says she totally agrees. Absolutely. All right. So we're gonna. Oh, is it my turn first?
No, it's my turn. You just went.
Okay.
No, wait. It might be my turn. Who did we just do? Emma?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh, my turn. My turn. Okay. I thought so.
I was trying to steal a dog on it.
That's fine. Maria says, my dreams are so vivid as I am there in a TV drama among the actors or of the people I do not know. Okay, so for this type of dream where you're not participating in the dream, and it feels like it's not, you're there, but you're not there, I need you to really think about that, because you're not in a dream. Because I'm going to tell you this, Maria, you, I guarantee, wake up exhausted for these types of dreams. You wake up, it was like you never slept because you weren't sleeping, you were astral projecting. That's why you feel like you're there, but you're not there because no one can see you. You're a part of the furniture, you're in the background. And these are all people you don't know because you just astral projected to somewhere you didn't know where the hell you were at. You're like, where is this? And how many jelly beans are in their left pocket? She says, yes, I do. Because this is not dreams. That is not a dream state. That is an astral projection state. So you're astral projecting into these different places. And because you don't know where you're at or you don't know who the people are, what's happening here is that showing me that you don't quite have control over this. So when you consciously realize that that's the type of dream you're in, try your best within the dream. Now you're going to try to control it because really you're not sleeping. You're astral projecting. You're in a totally different realm. You're technically sleeping, but you're in a different realm of sleep. Think of somewhere you recognize. Think of somewhere you know. Think about people you know, and you will project there. So you can start getting the idea or the hang of how to go to places that you may want to go or people you want to see. Don't try to astral project to the heavens because you ain't coming back if you do that. So you're not meant to do that. That's not meant for you to go. But plus there's a veil, so it'd be really hard to get there. But yeah, it's definitely you not sleeping. This is you astral projecting. That's why you're so tired when you wake up from those dreams. She goes, that's so funny. One time I saw my neighbor sleeping while I was floating above them. Yeah, you're a dream. You're a dream. You could also be a dream jumper too. That's where someone can jump into other people's dreams. But the way you're describing these are more about this is more about you astral projecting and hovering over somebody while they're sleeping. And you're kind of like thinking to yourself, what the hell am I dreaming about this? You're not. You're astral projecting. You're just being nosy. All right. So I'm going to let Kay talk on this. She's probably over there telling me to shut the hell up so she can talk. All right. Here we go.
Yeah, I have nothing to say now. He said dream jumper. No, I could totally agree. Maria says why. I'm not sure why to what. Do you know what she was asking why to?
She says, that's so funny. One time I saw my neighbor sleeping while I was floating, and I said, you're jumping over and seeing your neighbor sleep. And she was like, why? Because you don't have control over your astral projection yet.
Yeah. Yeah. But these are all things that you can definitely get more in tune with. It is a gift. or some of us are like, it's one that I wish I could just kind of get more grapple on. That's one thing that you can do even when you do like meditations and things like that. She said, why astral travel? It's just, we don't get to pick the gifts. Unfortunately, that's it. We don't get to pick the gifts. But the thing is that there's a lot that you can obtain from that. There's things that you could kind of go and see sometimes ahead of time, or just things that you're able to obtain and learn. Everybody's gifts kind of give a little bit of a different flow. But I don't know. Astral projection, I think, is one of the most interesting ones, especially if I do not have a handle on it at all. I've only done it a couple times. Journey probably has done it more than me, but it is like, I have absolutely no control. Won't lie to you, say that I do, but there are ways to hone in on that. Like I said, I'm just learning how to kind of, she says, still learning about my other spiritual gifts. I'm pretty sure if you're able to do that, there's a lot of other things that, past lives, things like that you may be attached to as well. It'd be something worth definitely taking a look and diving in a little bit deeper about, hun. But the thing here is, with these things here, you're going to notice that you may have more times where you're not getting enough rest, that you'll notice that you've probably been astral projecting. You may not even noticed it. So that's why you'll wake up like a little bit more tired, and you may not realize or remember fully where you were, what the dream was, things like that. So those are ways you can kind of pay attention. Again, that's something else you want to track. All of these, when we're talking about any of these things, all of these things are things you want to track, because then you're able to notice a pattern and also be able to understand what times these may be causing for you, strains they may be causing for you. Maria says, it's the strangest thing. Sometimes when driving, I can feel myself lift up then and go back down. Yep, because you can astral project during the daytime, honey. That's not just limited to when you sleep.
No.
She said, yes, that happens too. I do get tired. Yeah. So, I mean, all of these things are very normal. You may want to have something that's more grounding with you. Me, like I said, because I have a lot of dreams, as far as, because I'm a dream empath. One of the things that Journey was saying was dream jumping, in which you can go into someone else's dream, or you can share a dream with someone. I do have that happen at times too. Typically people I'm close to. I'm not going to say never. I don't believe I've ever had one with someone I didn't know. Maria says, I thought it was only when sleeping. Nope. You can astral project any time of day, just like a deja vu moment, if you will. Yep. Mm-hmm. There's no limit to that. Okay. Maria says, wow. Yeah. Yep. And this is one of the things where it does help to definitely know your research and things like that on there, because there is so many, and I know Journey will agree with me, there's so many things on these other networks and places that are not telling you the full truth, or say things that people get scared, or they have the misinformation. Definitely make sure you're getting those sources, because you can astral project at any time, honey, for sure. But in any case, honey, when you're having these dreams, you can, or if you do dream jump, which I'm pretty sure you probably do, there's the things that you may notice, or someone will start telling you a dream, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, and da 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 happened, and they're like, yeah. She goes, I'm more aware of them when I'm driving. So there may be something to that you're triggered when you're driving. There may be something that maybe
she's relaxing when she drives.
There you go. So you have something, so you're able to get to that state of awareness. A little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening, hon. But anyhow, I definitely hope that helps. She says, I think I'm relaxed. Yep, that's what Journey said. And like I said, Journey probably definitely has a lot more info on the astral projection, because like I said, I have not really dabbled too much into that.
So it's a rarity to find somebody who's a dream jumper. And the reason for that is because astral projection does turn into dream jumping. You go from being in the astral state to being into a dream state with somebody else. The thing about dream jumping is, if you find yourself in somebody else's dream, you have to be careful with what you're doing in the dream, and find out how they're reacting to you. Find out what's going on, because you can take your narrative of the situation and actually affect their dream and how they process that dream. astral projection is usually, she says, get out, laugh out. I tell people that. I'm like, I'm getting out, I promise. Um, but the thing about it is that astral projection usually leads to the people who have telekinesis. Their first ability is astral projection, and then dream jumping, and then telekinesis. What they don't realize is happening with telekinesis is where you're actually you are astral projecting and moving the object at hands, the things that you are wanting to move, the lights going off, things like that. Now, there are different ways of telekinesis. There's mind telekinesis, and then there's that physical telekinesis. So a mind telekinesis is where you think of something like, man, I'm thirsty. Out of nowhere, someone gets up and was like, I brought you a bottle of water. Oh, thanks. Oh, I hate this TV show. Where's the remote? And you're thinking it, you're not saying it out loud, and people are like, "Hey, do you want the remote?" Yeah, how the hell did you know that? And people are like, "Oh my god, you read my mind." No, you told them what to do as a thought process. You told them what to do as a thought process. Anybody that's coming in the show right now, guys, this is a dream show. If you have a dream that you'd like to share with us, we'll be more than happy to go and dive into it. But we are not doing tarot readings as of right now. But we do have another show tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. Cassie the Card Slinger, she'll be more than happy to handle that. And if you want a reading right now, you can go over to mypsychicconnection.com. There's plenty of readers on there, willing and ready to go. So, guys, check that out. That's mypsychicconnection.com. You get 3 minutes when you sign up. All right. So where I was. Okay. So yeah, so the telekinesis, you got the mind telekinesis, and then you've got the mind telekinesis, and then you've got the astral projection. And what happens is it happens so quickly, you don't even realize that this type of telekinesis is not where you detach from your body. You're actually sending it out. You're still attached. There is a stream of energy between you and the object. So there's still a lot of studies that goes on with that. Telekinesis is definitely a hard one to master, and very, very, very rare people around the world do that. And it's not that we can't get there, and eventually it'll happen more and more as we develop as humans, but right now it's still a rarity. And when things like that happen in like the past, the olden days, we're going to call it, before the 1900s, a lot of those people were, the people were killed for witchcraft, and that's not even witchcraft. So witchcraft is completely different from that. But, they were scared of psychics, they were scared of prophets, they were scared of a lot of
everything.
Exactly. If it wasn't in the book that everybody thumps, if they opened it up and read the words in there, they would realize that these things do happen. There are prophets still. You think he stopped and, at 1 AD? No. At 1 AD, everything just came to a stop? No, it didn't. It continued. It's not done. There's going to be people that get these words. There's going to be people. Just because fear, you're scared of it because you don't recognize it or understand it, doesn't mean it's the devil. Sorry, going in a totally different direction here. But let's get back to dreams. But, when you're doing that, Maria, don't be scared of your ability. Now, I want you to test something. As you were talking about feeling relaxed when you drive, and that's when you can feel yourself lift up and then sit down. She says, I agree with you. When you feel yourself do that while you're driving, why don't you take yourself a moment? I know this is going to sound funny. Put your wash machine on spin, and I want you to sit on top of the wash machine, lid down. If you have a top loader, close the door if you've got a side loader, but a front loader, but sit on top of it when it spins. That same vibration is the vibration that you would feel in a car because of the tire rotation. It's the reason it puts babies to sleep. And she's laughing, but it's the reason it puts babies to sleep. It's going to relax you as well. It's that vibration. It's that motion. So watch yourself and see how far you go up. So you can see in your waking self how far you're capable of doing that in your woke state. So She says, oh, okay, I'm going to try that. Absolutely. Do that next. And then let us know. We'll be back
Yeah,
here
come back.
for, and we'd like to hear how that worked out for you, because that's how I was able to test mine out. And that same motion, because I could feel myself in the same way. And it was the same motion on the wash machine. It did the same exact thing. It's when I found myself relaxed where I could let go of myself to allow myself to rise up. And I was like, oh, so when I'm tense or when I'm doing my everyday stuff, I'm so nerve bound that I cannot allow myself to leave my body. So, not dreams, girl, not dreams. She goes, do lights go off when you walk by them sometimes too? Yes. I've had street lights go out. I've had go in the living room, everything goes black, and then it comes right back on. You know, I'm sure Kay's had those same issues.
Yeah, I have a weird one. I have like a bathroom one that I feel like haunts me. I don't know.
She's like
Anyway,
me too. Exactly. That can have a little bit to do with your own uh, small versions of telekinesis where it's out of control and you don't know how to hold those energies in, because every person is a ball of energy.
yeah.
Your brain has enough power in it to power a small city. So that's what it's using to power your body. So it could just tell you it would take the amount of the power of a small city to power your body alone. So sometimes that energy shoots off because we don't have control over it all the time. You find yourself messing with electronics. Those you hear people that like, I can't wear a watch because if I wear a watch, the battery goes dead. Yeah, that's your magnetic field. It's too strong. It overpowers the battery, drains it, and becomes a part of their energy field. It happens. I mean, I have a smartwatch, and trust me, I got to charge that bastard every day. It's brand new, but I drain the shit out of that sucker. I go from 100% to 50% by noon.
We're like, geez.
And it's at 2% right now. This is the newest one. Like the other one did it too, and the one before that did it. I was like, I just know it's the way my body is.
Mm-hmm.
My energy field. So it doesn't surprise me. My phones do the same thing. Doesn't matter what type of iPhone I buy, all the brand new gadgets, I do it. So I have even my laptop. When I use that sucker, I got to make sure it is plugged in, or I'll drain that bitch.
Yeah, I drain. I've always said to my friends, are like, you just walking around with like a battery pack. I'm like, I don't know. Like if I don't, I don't have anything.
Exactly. And Reiki energy is something I use when I do readings. It's also something I use to help me go to sleep because again, my mind is going 1,000 miles an hour. So I need something to help relax me. I need something to, it's almost like when I connect into my Reiki energy, it grounds me. It's like, ooh, you can shut down and go to sleep. I do it every night. It's the only way I can go to sleep. So I can have those awesome dreams that I have all the time.
I love Reiki.
Oh, me too. It's used for so much more. People think, oh, Reiki, and you're just doing this. No, Reiki has so much more healing powers than you realize. It is a whole world of energy. The universe is full of energy that is untapped. It's an endless source of power. And once we start to raid that, trust me, I tap into it all the time. You will realize that when you're doing things like astral projection, doing readings, dreaming, and even dreaming can exhaust you, depending on the dream, the type of stress that you're feeling.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Dreams can really drain you.
But if you're getting the power of the universe to help you relax, you're going to find that you wake up and you're not nerve bent, because my nerves are shot from the type of dreaming that I have and the way my body works. So to do that, it just makes it so much easier. It makes more sense to me to do that way. She goes, that's like my cell. Absolutely. She goes, that makes sense. I took Reiki also. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, dreams can do a lot, but we do a lot of things in our sleep besides just dream. And a lot of us be out there that say, oh, well, I don't remember my dreams. That's because you understood. You were dreaming. You just understood the symbolism in which your dream was trying to create for you. So it is not necessary for you to remember the symbolism that was the dream. So a lot of people do understand their own symbolism, and sometimes you get a little like, what? Like pink school bus and salmon. What the hell is this? You know what I mean? So there are dreams where we're just like, I don't get this at all. But you know, something I've learned is those who that know the dream and then don't remember it, those dreams are more scattered with more symbolism than the ones that you do remember that seem a little bit more basic. The dreams you have, even the nightmares you have, are more basic than the ones that you actually understand.
I agree.
The hypnosis study when I was taking my hypnosis course, and we put somebody into a dream state, and we made them tell us the dream while they were hypnosed and under that hypnosis, and they were in their dream state, and they were talking about some crazy off the wall shit, and then we woke them up out of the hypnosis, and then they went back to sleep, and they had their dream, and we had them write that down. When they came back, they told us the most basic story, and then we told them the one that they didn't remember, and they were like, "What?" I'm like, "What's this?"
Like, I don't even remember that happening.
And Maria says, I made it to level 2, but haven't practiced in a while. I would get back to practicing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you both for all the words of wisdom and blessings. You are so welcome.
Can't believe it's already the end.
I just saw that. I was like, holy cow, we're already
We're
done.
here.
All right. Well, we are going to say our goodbyes. So we're going to start off with Kay and then myself, and then we'll get out of here.
Well, we of course love you guys for watching. Definitely check us out again next week at midnight. And of course, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have so much great content. We want to keep you guys filled in. Stay dreaming and make sure you guys take notes so that you guys can come on and let us know what your dreams are. I hope you guys have a great night.
I love it that she said take notes. This woman takes more notes than anybody I know. But with that same message, guys, keep dreaming, keep writing them down, record them for yourselves. Just tell yourself the story how you would if you were telling somebody else. We love you. We'll catch you guys next week on Dream Interpretations. Don't forget tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern to get your reading. Go ahead and check out Cassidy the Card Slinger. And guys, remember $1 of every donation is going to St. Jude Children's Hospital. Let's help those kids, guys. Let's get those donations out there. Have a great night. We love you.